You know the feeling, right? Long lines, mountains of confusing paperwork, and just waiting and waiting, all for a simple government document. For years, we've heard this promise of moving everything online, this vision of a super efficient, convenient world. But what happens when that amazing vision runs smack into the wall of reality?
I mean, it's a question we've all probably asked. We can order dinner, book a trip, handle our banking, all from our phones. So why does dealing with the government sometimes feel like a trip back in time? Okay, let's really get into it, because there are some very real, concrete reasons for this whole struggle.
But first, let's look at the dream. This right here is the official goal, laid out in the new eGovernanceAct. The vision couldn't be clearer. A government that's connected, responsive, and built around you, the citizen, all online. This is the future we're supposed to be building. So the big question is, how do we actually get there?
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with the big promise of e-governance. Then we're going to dig into the 6 major roadblocks that have been slowing everything down. After that, we'll look at the government's brand new digital blueprint that's designed to smash through those barriers. We'll connect the problems directly to the solutions, and finally, we'll talk about the challenging journey that lies ahead.
All right, so let's paint a picture. What does this digital future actually feel like? Imagine renewing your driver's license from your living room, or getting all the permits to start a business through one single website. No lines, no fixers, none of that. It's really about saving us time, cutting costs, and frankly, making government more open and accountable to all of us. That's the dream.
Now, let's get real for a second. If the idea is so great, what's been holding it back all this time? We've got to understand the problems before we can really see if the solutions will work.
And to find the answers, we're not just guessing. We're turning to the experts. A massive review of academic research combed through years and years of studies on digital governance to pinpoint the most stubborn barriers that keep popping up.
And this is what all that research boiled down to. 6 huge roadblocks. You've got the basics, like just plain unreliable internet. Then there's the people problem. Government staff who aren't trained for this stuff, and citizens who are maybe a little distrustful or just don't know how to use the online tools. Throw in a patchwork of outdated rules, local governments that just don't have the budget, and of course, everyone's very real fears about data security. Each one of these is a massive hurdle to clear.
And if you need proof of the impact of those roadblocks, well, here it is. In a global survey of 100 major cities, Manila ranked 97th, almost dead last. So this isn't just a feeling that things are slow. The data shows there's a huge gap to close. It's pretty clear a major change is needed.
And that brings us to the government's big play to fix all this, the eGovernanceAct. Now, this isn't just some small initiative. It's designed to be the master plan for a complete digital overhaul of the entire system.
Think of it as the country's official digital blueprint. What this law, Republic Act 12254, really does is make the switch to digital mandatory. It's a unified push across every single part of the government, from the top national agencies all the way down to your local barangay.
And listen, the goals here are pretty ambitious. This isn't just about putting a few PDF forms online. It's about making different government systems actually talk to each other. That's what interoperability means. It's about designing services around what you need, making things more transparent, and using data to make smarter choices. And, so importantly, it's about training the people who will actually run this new digital government.
Now, this act isn't just a bunch of lofty ideas. It actually mandates some huge, concrete projects. We're talking about a single, secure network for the whole government, a unified digital system for all local governments, digital payment options for any government fee, a modern online system for government buying, and even a national digital health system. These are massive, foundational changes.
Okay, so this is where it gets really cool. We can actually connect the dots and draw a straight line from those 6 roadblocks we talked about to the specific solutions that are written right into this new law.
Remember that roadblock about government staff not having the right digital skills? Well, check this out. Section 27 of the Act directly attacks that problem by beefing up the ICT Academy. The goal is to make it a national hub for training not just government workers, but everybody in the skills we all need for this digital age.
And what about those smaller towns with tight budgets and no tech experts on hand? The Act has an answer for that too. Section 9B says the Department of Information and Communications Technology, the DICT, has to provide a standard, ready-to-use digital system for any local government that can't afford to build one itself. It's a way to level the playing field for everyone.
And that mess of different outdated rules and policies, Section 8 tackles that head-on. It requires one single e-government master plan for the whole country.
This blueprint makes sure every single government office is reading from the same playbook and working towards the same goals.
And of course, there's the big one, making sure our data is safe. To build public trust, the law bakes in modern safeguards. Sections 12 and 24 require something called privacy by design, which just means security is built in from the very beginning, not slapped on at the end. It also demands regular security testing to protect your information.
So, it looks like we've got a solid plan, right? It's a detailed blueprint that seems to address all the key problems. But you and I both know a plan on paper is one thing. Actually doing it, that's everything. Passing a law isn't the finish line, it's just the start of a very, very long race. And get this, the clock is seriously ticking. Section 32 of the Act lays out an incredibly ambitious deadline, just 1 year. 1 year for the entire government to pull off this massive digital transition. That puts an insane amount of pressure on everyone to get moving, fast.
So what's the bottom line for all of us? Well, if they can actually pull this off, the payoff could be huge for our daily lives. We're talking about easier access to permits, licenses, and social services without the headaches. It means more transparency into how our money is spent. It means paying for things with one unified system, and most importantly, having stronger protection for our personal data.
Which all leads to this one final crucial question. We now have a detailed blueprint. It's smart, it's researched, and it targets the biggest hurdles we've faced for years. But is a plan, even a great one, enough to overcome decades of old habits, budget shortfalls, and a very real digital divide? The foundation has been laid, but the truly hard work of building has only just begun.